Hello everybody. Please excuse me because I've got a cold at the moment, but I thought I would just go through a few supplies for the slow stitch challenge that we're going to do in the group that's starting the 15th of October, I think it is. If not, just check on events. Okay, so as I've already posted up, as well, we're all in the same boat. We've not done this before, so it's all just going to be a bit of fun in the group that we can all do along together. Now, yes, I posted up about these felt, well, they're wool and a polyester, I think, mix, but they feel like felt almost. So they're an A4 size, and I've got two, I suppose you could call a little signature at the moment. This is what I think I'm going to do anyway. I mean, it could change. Put them together. So what I'm also thinking I'm going to do is just sew down the middle of the two. That's how I'm going to have my pages. So I don't know yet if I'm going to do that sewing before or after I've embellished them, but this is the idea. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8. Now with this as well, again, you've got a few choices. So you would leave the front part or front page, we'll call them pages, front page blank, and then you would work on the next 2 pages, and then you would leave these 2 blank, and then you would work on those 2 pages, because the theory behind it is that this front page will go onto a cover, so that depends if you want to do a hard cover or soft cover. Again, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do at the moment. Probably I'm going to say a soft cover, but again, that could change. But anyway, so you've worked on these 2 pages, and then these 2 would be sewn together, so you don't see any of the stitching or anything that you've done on those 2. So you get the idea of how it's sort of supposed to work. And then when they're done, I'm going to, I think, use some sort of blanket stitch. So this is another thing with all these stitches. Most of us can do a straight stitch, which is, I just say with a needle, you just go in and out the fabric. You can do fancy stitches or as plain as you like and there aren't any rules to this, so don't panic or worry too much if you've never done sewing before. The only thing is that obviously you have stitching on each page, but you could, for example, if you've got an old tablecloth, embroidered tablecloth or handkerchief, something like that, you could cut them out and just sew those on it. You know, it doesn't have to be neat stitching or anything. Anyway, going back to this, so the idea is then to do either an overstitch or blanket stitch to sew the signatures together. But as I say, it's all a bit hit and miss at the moment, and we'll just sort of try it as we go along. But that's my basic idea. And then I've just suddenly decided that I'm going to do a boho type slow stitch journal. So because I gathered loads of stuff, and then I thought, you know, I've got to try and narrow it down a bit. I tend to do this with my projects. So if I'm not sure what I'm doing exactly, I'll gather loads of stuff together, and then hopefully an idea will come out of that. So yeah, it's just sort of dawned on me. I've decided, I think I'm going to do a boho journal. So with that, put this to one side now. I mean, you could use felt or, you know, these, as I say, they're quite thin. I didn't want them too thick, but I wanted them tactile as well. But you could use, if you've got old fabric pieces, anything like that. You know, again, there aren't any rules, so don't panic. Just use what you have or what you want to use. So that's that. I put that to one side. Just show you some other things I've got. So I've got tons and tons and tons of trims and things. So okay, just showing you a few trims. So I may or may not use these, but you know, they're nice bright colors, so they give you a bit of inspiration. And you know, I've got some appliques and things, so that's one box there. Then I've got this huge box of trims as well, again because I did make a boho journal, so I've always had quite a lot of trims anyway, and I'll show you what this is in a second. I'm going to put that to one side. So yeah, colourful trims, so hopefully that's what I'll be using. Now I also found these online, which I just thought were really cute, and you've seen one there. They were one of those, what do you call them, sample books. So that these are all wool, and I think they're brilliant. That's what gave me the idea of doing a bowherd journal, because, you know, they're just really lovely bright colours. Look at those, all really lush. So what I think I will do, if I go back to my pages, my rough idea is that, oh, we don't work on that one. You know, I'm going to do something like that. And then I don't know whether to do sort of a matching colour or something completely different. Haven't decided on that yet. So for example, you know, something like that. So it's going to be bright and colourful. And then, to give you an idea, I'm having a rummage. If you hear me go quiet, I'm having a rummage in my boxes. Let's have a look. So, for example, you know, you get a bit of your trim, and then you might lay some on there. So that would be a start. Excuse me, as I say, I've got a tickle because of this cold. You know, you just, we'll see how we do them on the day. When we actually decide what we're going to sew. But, you know, just, it's that idea. You just, I suppose, collaging in a way, isn't it? With the fabrics and trims. Got some more bits. These are just really little bits that I've saved of different appliques. Let's have a look what we've got here. So, you know, you can sew those on as well. So I might sew around those, something like that. It's a slightly, oh, they're all falling out, a slightly bigger piece. But you get the idea, you know, you can layer them on as well. So it's quite a good way of using up your bits and pieces and scraps. Let me put those back in bag for now. And what else I've got? Yeah, I've got a bag of different scrap fabrics. So again, for example, you know, with this one, I've got that lovely design on it, so I might put that on a page. Or anyway, so you get the idea, ladies, don't you? Let me just put that now to one side again. I'll show you some other things I've got. Now, some of you might want to do what I think well, if not myself, but other admins and mods, a theme on each page. So it could be like, I might do gold on each page, or I've also got these little mother of pearl buttons, so I might do a button on each page. You know, you want something quite flat. I may or may not use those, but you know, you get the idea. Then, as I've been excuse me, talking about this, I've also got I've got all these punch needles. Now, I've never used them before, but you know, I've got them, so I might give them a go. I don't, you know, there could be different types of fabric, they work better on than others, but who knows? You know, as I say, we're all in this together. I've also got some of these rub-on stamps. Now, again, this might not work, but I had an idea. I might try and put a transfer on some fabric, you know, and then sew that on. It's an idea. I've got these little embroidery rings. That's if I decide to do some embroidery or something on a separate piece, and then I can attach it to the page. I've got embroidery threads. I've had these forever, so I've got those. I've got, what else have I got? Well, you know, just a lot of stuff really. I've got this wool as well. It's supposed to be glow in the dark wool. I don't know if it works or not, but you know, I might try that with something. So hopefully, you know, you're getting some ideas there. I've also scissor wise. Oh, you know, I love a good pair of scissors. So I've got different scissors. Oh, I just need a drink. I'm getting a tickle. Okay, so pinking shears, they're always good. So I've got some scissors, and you could use ribbon, all sorts. So oh, I'm suffering now, so I'm going to have to go now, but you get the idea. Okay, so gather your supplies, and then we'll be putting up more tutorials as well. Okay, bye guys.